Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab. We know what I do for you. Today I got a nice little lesson for you. I want something to throw out to you. Little heads up, little warning, so to speak. Let's go. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. That message and story for life. Life lessons, I give them, you tune and receive them. Numbers and drop a little bit. I guess I ain't been that interested, so I got to try to up the game a little bit. So let's go. I got a good lesson for you today. I hope you like this one. So far, so good. Let's rock. Right thing's mission, and yeah, I'm on it. No problem. Is to enlighten. Just trying to do that. Inspire. Sure trying to do that. Educate. Always going to do that. And motivate. That's my thing. You, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right things way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my personal mission for all right thinkers to do just that. Your job is to adhere to the lessons, pay attention, and you better do just that. Know thyself. So that's the question I got to ask. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believe that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I'm moving on. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. Spiritual law clock. My job to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thing to know thyself. And to my eye, be true. I'm hoping this don't get me shut down, but I got a few things I want to talk about to my right thinkers. All right, let's go. Right thinkers, let's talk about the new pandemic, aka the UFO pandemic. They're here. Remember Poltergeist? Little kid, little girl. They're here. I'm not the little kid, but I'm telling you, they're here. Let's go. You know, I don't like throwing stones at the powers that be. I let them operate and do what they do. So every now and then I gotta try to tell my people, get ready, brace yourself. This is what I'm telling. The powers that be, they live in a glass house, so they don't like having stones thrown at them. But every now and then I got to chuck one at them, and I'm about to chuck one. But I will, aka tell the truth about what they are about to do. And sometimes I get in trouble for doing that. I have in the past. So I try to back up from that and leave that nonsense alone. But this is the one I just got to throw it out there and hope it is, slide under the radar. It's coming. I don't want any trouble. Like my girl from Harlem Nights, I'm just a hoe. I don't want no trouble. I'm just a teacher of spiritual concepts. I don't want no trouble. But I got to get ready for my right thinkers. I got to get y'all ready for the UFO scare that's on the way. Any day now. I'm just saying. I just came up with that concept, that conclusion after observing, something, yeah. I'm just putting it out there. Now, our ignorance will be played on by the powers that be. Once again, they will play us like fiddles. Trust me. I try to stay in my spiritual teaching lane. Yeah, but every now and then I got to try to inform y'all. But sometimes I have to enlighten my right thinkers to them guys. I tell you, I'm a master of philosophical concepts, aka spiritual truths, ancient Egyptian philosophy concepts. But I also know a lot about the powers that be. So if I'm talking about them, I'm going to, again, only tell you what I know, even about them. Okay, let me get a little breakdown. Quick. It's distraction time. Right thinkers, get ready for the fireworks. 4th of July's coming. Don't worry. We're going to get some fireworks. Do you see the signs of something coming? But no, most of us don't see that until when it actually get there. It's a little too late then. So if you hear the snake hiss, it's too late. You're about to get bit. It's good to see off in the distance so you can make preparations to, dodge and get around it. But if you get that close where you're in hearing distance, you bit. If you can't recognize trouble until it get right up on you, you're in it. We have a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. That means a change is on the horizon. And a pandemic seems to be the cure. Every time they get like this, something happens. We about to go to war with Russia and China. Ain't nobody talking about that. We have issues with immigrants that's getting out of control. We're talking about that. All right, let me move on. I'm tired. I ain't got time for that. Let me move on. Now, you might ask me, yeah, well, how do you know what I'm talking about? Let me ask you. How is it that you don't know how the powers that be operate? I'm just saying. We have problems on all fronts. That means that people have to be what? In an uproar about something, aka distraction. Because remember, they signed a document saying the government don't have to tell us, the people, the truth for fear, panic, causing panic. But they can plan it and it's okay. I'm just saying. Now, we have problems on all fronts again. But you got to remember, the people are in a uproar about pretty much everything. You see where I'm going with this? I'll give you a lesson. Well, the confusion. We didn't do too well, but the information was right there again. Look what's going on. Look around. I hate rehashing that nonsense. That horse is dead. I'm moving on. Wow. When you have confusion, again, that's what we have, mass confusion, world of confusion going on right now. What's going to happen? You will have to have a what? Distraction of any kind. I just say the UFO. It could be something else. But I know they're not going to tell us we about to go to war. They're not going to tell us what's really going on with the immigrant situation. They're not going to tell us about the Rainbow Coalition going into our education system. Why not? We ain't paying attention. The distraction is built for you what? It distract you. Get yours out of my pocket. Bang, 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 bang. Got distracted just long enough to do what they do. I had to educate my right thinkers in certain areas of the powers that be. When you become a little more wiser and you know who you are and what's going on with you, you can start seeing things a little clearer. You won't just go for the nonsense. Yeah, I have to educate my people to the powers that be, ways of doing things that they do. Why? Because they are one trick pony. And you got one. But it's been working, so why change? Like I tell you about the ego people who are successful with the egoistic concepts that they have and views that they live by. If they're successful, they have a problem. Only people who deal with them have problems. So moving on. The same thing here. The powers that be. They ain't got a problem. Trust me. I study daily world news. I keep up with what's going on around me for a reason. So I can talk to you with up to date stuff about what's going on nonsense. Well, not something, no. I like to give you a look ahead. So, well, how you know he going to have, are you going to, again, you ain't paying attention. I do. That's not my problem, it's yours. The reason why I teach life lessons is because I know myself, And my goal is to get everybody who wants to know themselves the opportunity to do that with my philosophical points of view to help me learn me. That's teaching. Okay, that's what I do. But the powers that be, from the bottom of that, just don't say about that. I'm moving on. You can't just know yourself. Watch this and think you know everything, aka, or you think you know the powers that be. They play a whole different game. And if you ain't cerebral, you ain't got a clue. And they know most of the people don't have a clue. I stopped telling the powers that be agenda a long time ago. Why? Because it got me in trouble. So I let that go. I ain't got a problem. I got time for that. Okay. But I still can just let you know every now and then. It wasn't productive. Why? Because nobody seemed to give a crap about it except those who I was talking about. So moving on. And for me, and my goal of enlightening my right thinkers, it didn't serve a real purpose. Why? It wasn't going nowhere. So again, I let that go. I still want you to know it's coming. Just heads up. Moving on. No, I'm not psychic. I ain't trying to sit and tell you, I got my crystal ball and I can see this. No, I ain't got time for that nonsense. I'm not Nostradamus, but by no means, I'm just paying attention to what's going on around me on a day-to-day basis. I can make a concept based on my observations. Again, when the education system refuses to really educate our people, we need to change the education system for our young people. Why we keep giving the same old, expecting something different? What they're giving us don't work for us. I'm not racist, I ain't prejudiced, but we need to have black education. They take that out the history. Black history, like we don't count, really. So get back. Again, powers that be, they do what they do. I keep saying, if you want change, start with our people. And first thing we need to do is change the education of our young people. Psychic powers. No. Common sense comes from what? Being aware of what's going around you. All you got to do is pay attention, young people. Well, I wish I get older and realize that. Okay, but the way they're going now, you ain't gonna be able to be free and content to reach old age. You might reach old age in a different scenario that's not comfortable or convenient for your likings or to your likings if you don't get concerned with what's going on now around you. I'm a thinker, so I pay attention and I want to know things. So I inquire to what's going on around me in areas that don't involve me, but just to find out, well, why ain't nobody doing nothing about that? I got a problem with the Rainbow Coalition. I got a problem with I got a bunch of issues, but nobody gives a good hoot about what I got a problem with. But if we as a people addressed it, then it would be thought about. But other than that, I can't change nothing except my opinion and myself. So I'm moving on. But I can give you a heads up. That's what I'm doing right now. I have been around for 65 years. I've seen a few things. I know a few things. And I learned a few things about what? Life and powers that be. Let me wrap this up. I'm just doing what I do. And telling the truth is what I do, even when it's about you. I'm not a prophet. Again, I ain't Nostradamus. I ain't trying to predict nobody's future, tell them what's going to happen. Other nonsense. But anybody with half a brain can see when you're going the wrong way, you're never going to reach the right destination. So take a brain surgeon to figure that out. I don't have a crystal ball. I just have knowledge of self and common sense, and I pay attention to what's going on around me so I can observe and I can make the discernment from what I see to know I ain't with none of that. That ain't for me. Knowing and living the truth. You can see and understand the truth in others. If you're not vibing or you ain't with me on mentally, on that level, we ain't doing nothing. That part you ain't got to worry about. Why? Because like oil and water, they just ain't gonna go together. Right and wrong, oil and water, they ain't never gonna go together. Let's move on. For what I've been doing, excuse me, for what I've been noticing, sir, yeah, that's what I do, pay attention. We are about to have a big scare, aka pandemic. Why? Why? How you know that? What you say? Again, if you gotta ask me about what I'm trying to get you to see, you ain't paying attention. Moving on. I keep my eye and ears on the powers that be and what they're up to. And by listening and paying attention to them, I pretty much know what they're gonna do. They easy. I'll be with you in a second. No, I don't have any inside informants on the power that be's agenda. I just pay attention to them. You should too, and you'll know also. Quick lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I got to go. Answer my phone.